Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video we are going to be doing a get ready with me, and I thought I would discuss or talk about some things that are in my Sephora cart and just some like new makeup launches. I feel like there's been so many lately that I kind of can't keep up. So yeah, if you want to get ready with me, then just keep on watching. Okay, so just don't look at my hair. I don't know what is happening. So as long as it's off my face, I really don't care. First, start with the Nars Complete Concealer. I love to use this concealer to prime my eyes. It's just like a really nice fuller coverage concealer that has like a very matte finish. I don't ever use this on my actual eyes or underneath my eyes. I always just use it to prep my eyes. I'm still getting over being sick, so I feel like I can't talk for very long and my throat is so dry still, even though I got sick like 2 weeks ago. I haven't used this palette. I kind of put some products that I feel like I haven't used in a little bit. So I'm gonna go with this Makeup by Mario F3 and the e.l.f. Camo. This is like the powder foundation. I honestly haven't used this in forever. I was using like powder foundations to set my face. I feel like I don't really do that as much anymore. So I'm just gonna go in between the Makeup by Mario Cool palette and Warm palette. These have just been my go-tos lately. I just can't stop using these ones. So one of the makeup launches that I have really been like, or like one of the brands honestly, is Fenty Beauty. I feel like they have been launching so much stuff lately. They've came out with lip, like, I don't know what exactly they're called, but they're pretty much like the Tarte or the Makeup by Mario like lip plumping things, where they're just kind of like a mix between a gloss and a lipstick. So she came out with those, and then she came out with lip liners, and I feel like everyone has been like asking for lip liners for years, honestly, since like the brand started. I've been looking at the lip liners, and then she just came out with pressed powder blushes. So I feel like it's all these launches that I feel like people have been asking for forever. I do like her cream blushes. They're not my absolute favorite formula. I think they're just like an okay formula. Some of the shades had like a lot of shimmer in them, but I'm really intrigued to try her powder blushes, even though I cannot decide on what color to get. I'm in between Summertime Wine, which looks like it has a little bit of like a satin finish or something, like a little shimmer in it, and then Lolly, I can't remember if it's Lollipoppy or something like that, because it's just like a really pretty coral, or Petal Poppin', which is just like a neutral, like, or not neutral, but like a warm peachy like pink, which is kind of the color like I feel like I go for a lot, especially recently. So I'm in between those, and I honestly like can't decide. They just launched yesterday while I'm filming this video, and the one I'm looking at for her glazed lip things, I can't exactly remember the name. Sometimes she has really long names and it's hard to remember what they are. I was looking at Blazed Donut. I've seen everyone has been obsessed with Tulip Kiss, I think is what it's called. People have been raving about that one. And then the other thing that I was looking at was her lip liners, and I've heard really good things, that they're super creamy but they dry down, which I'm not a huge creamy like lip liner person. I like more of a wooden pencil. Like the Makeup by Mario's are my favorite. The MAC ones and the Anastasia ones are really good. The NYX Slim lip pencils. So I want to like these because I love Fenty Beauty, but I just like cream lip liners are just so much harder to work with for me personally, just because they can be very hard to get like a solid line. People have been saying that they last really well, and they kind of like set themselves. I just cannot figure out a color. Like honestly, I can't find a color that I think will look good on me. They just look, I don't know. I like literally I cannot find a color. I'm thinking about peanut butter, but I think that's gonna end up being too beigey. I don't love super beigey warm tone lip liners on me. I think they don't flatter my lips or like my face. So I tend to go for like neutral pinky nude lip liners, like cool toned neutral. Honestly, for everything I tend to go more cool toned, so like cool tone, neutral, pinky tone lip liners, a mauve lip liners. A smoky pink hue are probably like my most used for Makeup by Mario, And then like NYX Mauve is one of my like favorite lip liners, and MAC Whirl is one of my favorites. So yeah, I have no idea. They all either look too dark or too pinky or too warm, so I don't know what to get. If you did pick those up and you have like a fair skin tone and you like similar shades as like the ones I just said, please let me know which ones you got. I really want to try it out because I just love so much from her, but truly I can't decide. So I just threw on some mascara. I didn't do my primer today. I just didn't feel like it. I just threw on the YSL brown mascara. I really need a new one of these. I say in every video. I don't know how many more videos I'm gonna go through before I finally buy one. Moving on to the face. I did already do my skincare. I actually prepped a little different. I used the Rhode Peptide glazing fluid thing. I don't use that a ton. And then I actually went over with the niacinamide dewdrops. So I haven't used either of those products in a while, and I'm gonna go with the Rare Beauty Pore Diffusing Primer. I have not used this one in forever either. This is a good primer. It's not one of my absolute like favorites, just because I think I have other pore, like it's still good. I just have other oil control like pore diffusing primers that I think work better. But I feel like even if you have dry skin, you could use this one for pores too. I'm actually gonna use foundation. I haven't used foundation in quite some time. I've just been using concealer, but I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter in the shade 120. This is a newer like bottle. I'm just gonna use it a tiny bit, like that much. I really need to wash my makeup brushes. I am not good about washing my makeup brushes. It's just very like time consuming. So I have to like find the time to do it. Back to new makeup. So one of the other new makeup things, it's not as new anymore, but is the Rhode pocket blushes. I have been seeing those everywhere and I'm really intrigued. I haven't used a lot from Rhode other than the Peptide glazing fluid. That's the only other thing I've tried, but people are raving about these and saying that they blend so easily. Two shades I've been looking at are like that are talking to me the most is Piggy, I think is what it's called, and Spicy Marg. I just think that looks like such a pretty shade. I was literally looking on the website last night and I almost bought it, and I talked myself out of it because I'm like, do I really need it? I don't know, but maybe I'll get one shade and just try it out. I don't love the packaging. I think it's fine. It's very like Rhode. It's like very their aesthetic. I think for storage wise and like traveling wise, it is kind of like a very bulky packaging. Like I said, it's very, all their packaging is a little bit kind of bulkier, very like that clean aesthetic, I guess is what it's called, like modern clean aesthetic. So now that we have like a very light layer, I honestly only use like half of that, even that pump. I am gonna retry the Makeup by Mario concealer. This is not a favorite for me. Every time when I first used it, like in my first impressions, like when I bought it, I loved it, and then I felt like how the reviews were saying, like after the first couple uses, it seemed like I started liking it less. Like it was creasing, almost just making my under eyes look worse, like more tired, dry. So we're gonna try it again. This is in the shade 120. I really love his foundation, and if I remember correctly, I think this dries down kind of fast. I can't remember, so I'm gonna go ahead and blend it. But I loved his foundation. The Surreal Skin foundation is one of my like favorites for just like daily makeup. It actually looks pretty good. I might have been a little heavy-handed with that, but it looks pretty good actually. I just feel like it's like as I wore it, I feel like the more I like disliked it. But I'm all for giving products second chances. The Hourglass concealer, when I first tried it, I did not like that one. And I will say, even now with the Hourglass concealer, it's not an absolute favorite like it is for some people. It is a very good concealer, but a little goes such a long way with that. You can get really cakey quickly with that one. And I just feel like the more you put on, the less. It just doesn't wear nicely. It can be kind of hard to blend and be like, I feel like my under eyes need to be very moisturized for that particular concealer, but I don't know. Some days it looks beautiful and works great, and some days I don't like it. Like the days that it looks good, I absolutely love it. But I can't recommend an expensive concealer that works only half the time. But so far, this concealer is actually looking very nice. And then there's those Kosas blushes. Those those are not new anymore by any means, to be honest. But again, I didn't know what shade to get. Like, there's so many shades that look so pretty, but then there's so many shades that I feel like look so similar to each other. I was mostly looking at, I think, Hype and Butterflies, I think I was looking at. But Hype and Bliss, to me, look extremely similar. I think they're just like one tone off, I feel like. Oh my gosh, the Ulta. I was looking at Ulta too, and I haven't heard anything about them until like literally recently. Is the Maybelline Mega Lift lip liner, I think is what they're called. They're supposed to be a dupe for the Fenty Beauty ones that just came out. I don't know if they're technically supposed to be a dupe because they literally both just came out like kind of the same time. But supposedly they're very similar, and they have so many shades I think that look very pretty. At least online. I would love to like find them in stores. I don't have an Ulta near me, but I have Walmart. So maybe I can find them at Walmart. But those look so nice. I'm really intrigued to try those. And honestly, the NYX Slim Matte Lip Pencil has been like my favorite recently. Oh, and I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Cream Bronzer. I forgot to mention that. The Makeup by Mario concealer is creasing already, and I feel like, I mean, it's pretty average for like, if you have, everyone has fine lines and like creases underneath their eyes like naturally. I just feel like it depends on like how quick the concealer sets into them, and I feel like that's happening a lot quicker than normal. And I pulled a couple blushes. I'm very in the fall blush mood. I have Encourage by Rare Beauty. I have Power Hour by Tower 28. I actually thought I got Office Hours out, but oh well. And then I have the Patrick Ta Oh She's Different. I think I'm actually gonna use the Rare Beauty one and Encourage. Oh, the other thing by Fenty is their new tinted moisturizer. No, tinted sunscreen. And normally I don't do the tinted anything because they're normally too dark for my skin tone or like too orangey. So normally I don't really ever use any of those, and I also feel like they're not really like practical for me. Oh, but she has one, I think it has 8 or 10 shades. So I want to try it out, and people are using it almost like foundation, saying like it's almost like a skin tint, but it has SPF 30 or 40, I think. So I feel like lighter coverage days, obviously still put your sunscreen on, but just for like lighter coverage days, that would be really nice because it does have the sunscreen in it, and it would give you just like a little something to the skin, like especially the days that I just wear concealer. I could put that on and just have like kind of mesh this concealer with my skin. I've also been looking at the Glossier Ultra Lip High Shine Lips, like lipstick something. It shows they're new on Sephora, but I don't know if they are new or not, or if they just like changed the formula, the packaging, because I was looking up like swatches and I was finding videos from like last year, so I don't know if they're new. They just look really pretty, especially just again for everyday makeup, which is what I typically do anymore. I don't really do like the full glam except for when I'm filming or for maybe pictures or something. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Anastasia loose powder and just powder my face. So I really like those. I just like they're such a like light wash of color, but they just look really pretty for some reason to me. And the only thing I've tried from Glossier is the Boy Brow, which I do like. It's very similar to the Gimme Brow by Benefit to me, which is one of my favorites, and I'll probably use that today actually. And then Makeup by Mario came out with more shades in his blushes and his what is it called? Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serum, which I do like those. They're not my absolute favorite. Those can just be very melty and kind of chunky, so they're not my absolute favorite, but he did come up with a few new shades that are very pretty. They're very summery. I kind of wish he would have came out with them like April, May, just because like now I'm almost like telling myself I don't really need them. Real fast, I'm going with the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer. I'm almost telling myself that I don't really need them because it's about to be fall soon. Like for me, once it's September, see ya, it's fall. I don't care. So that's why I'm like, maybe I should just wait to pick those up into like the spring sale next year and just have them then, because they're very like summery shades, like that bright pink, the bright like cherry red, the like bright coral. So I just feel like they're shades that I'd probably get more use out of in the summertime. I'm like, maybe I should just hold off on those and just pick those up like next summer. I think for blush, I'm gonna go with my MAC blush palette. These are just blushes that I've depotted. I think I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna see if I can. This is a Breath of Plum. It is more pigmented, so I'm gonna do a very light hand of this. Another blush I was looking at, there was the Patrick Ta like highlighters, but I haven't been hearing like the greatest reviews of those, so I'm good. And I don't use highlighter a ton, especially like if I'm using other glowy products. I think it can be like a bit too much, so I kind of just like passed on those. But the House Labs blush sticks, I've heard again great things about them. They blend like butter, they're so easy to use, and the colors are super pretty. I was looking at the Pomelo one, which I have the powder version of that one, and then I was looking at the lilac one, and then the hibiscus one. Yeah, I don't know which one I want to get, but I've just been in such like the wanting to try new makeup, like makeup buying mood recently. And the last thing that I can think of as of right now is the Say Dew Bronze liquid bronzer. I love the blushes, but I didn't know quite what shade. I have Salt, which is the more cool toned one for fair skin instead of the warmer tone, just because I'm so picky with my warm toned blushes or lip liners. No, bronzers, sometimes I can just pull way too orange, but I've been hearing amazing things about those, like amazing how easy they are to work with. So honestly, that's like the first liquid bronzer in quite some time to really like speak to me. I feel like there was one more, but then I kind of heard like not great reviews, so then I just like was like I can't remember which one that one was. I think that's everything I can think of right now. I'm sure I'll like remember something once I get done filming, but that's all I can think of right now. So I grabbed the Rare Beauty lip oil in Delight. It's more of a lip stain, but I don't know what lip oil to use. Let me swatch it and let me figure that out. It's just like a pinky, like brownie nude. I might use mauve. Just my go-to. I don't know if these are gonna match like at all, but yeah, I don't know if they are, but it's fine. Who cares? I ain't going anywhere or doing anything crazy, so I'm just gonna apply this. I feel like the lighter ones you really have to like coat on. Like it looks really pigmented, but then like once it's wore off, it's just gonna be like a light stain. So why that's kind of like doing its thing, which this is a gorgeous color, especially for fall. I feel like this color is so pretty. I'm just gonna throw on a little bit more mascara and I'll be right back. I did wipe off the stain. I had it on for like a few minutes. Obviously the longer you leave it on, like the darker it's gonna eventually be, but so that is what it's looking like right now. I just like lightly relined my lips, and I didn't want that dark of a lip today, so that's why I did go ahead and wipe it off. If I didn't really care, I probably just left it on, and then once it wore off, just like whatever was left behind. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you tried any of the products I mentioned and if they're worth the money in your opinion, and let me know some of the new makeup that's on your radar, what you'd like to see, no matter if it's from Sephora, Ulta, a random website, wherever. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.